Tonight, you are not a noble, not a senator, not someone remembered by history. Tonight, you are just a man living inside a crumbling insula in ancient Rome, and no one will ever write your name down. The night has already fallen, long before you are ready for it. Light disappears quickly here, swallowed by narrow streets and leaning walls that almost touch above your head. You push open the warped wooden door, and it groans softly, as if even the building is too tired to welcome you home. The air inside is thick, warm, carrying the faint smell of oil, smoke, and too many lives pressed too close together. You step in carefully. The floor beneath you is uneven, patched, complaining under your weight. This is where you live, high above the street, but never far from its noise. The voices below still rise, faint arguments, laughter, a distant cart rolling over stone. You pause for a moment, letting your eyes adjust to the dimness. There is no space here to stretch, no quiet corner waiting for you. Only a small room, shared walls, thin barriers, and the constant reminder that you are not alone, even when you want to be. You close the door slowly behind you, and the sound of the outside world does not disappear. It only softens, like something breathing, just beyond your reach. You move deeper into the room, careful not to disturb what little order you have created. The ceiling hangs low, closer than it should be, as if the building itself is pressing down, tired, heavy, old. You can hear your neighbors without trying, a cough from one side, a whispered conversation from the other. Footsteps above you, slow, dragging. Someone else returning to a night just like yours. There are no secrets in a place like this, only thin walls, thin patience, and lives layered on top of each other like worn cloth. You set down what you carry. It is not much. It never is. Your fingers brush against the rough surface of the wall, cool in some places, damp in others. The stone holds the memory of the day's heat, but it is already fading, slowly giving way to the night. You sit down. The space forces you to fold into yourself, knees closer than comfort would allow. And for a moment, you simply breathe. The noise outside continues, but it begins to drift further away. Not because it stops, but because your body no longer has the strength to hold on to it. The voices blur together, becoming less like words and more like distant waves rolling, fading, returning, again and again. There is no bed waiting for you tonight. There rarely is. Instead, you reach for the thin mat laid across the floor, worn, flattened, familiar. It does not promise comfort, only rest, if you are tired enough. You lower yourself slowly, feeling every inch of the hard ground beneath you. The stone does not yield. It never does. But your body has learned, over time, to stop asking. You lie there, on your side, one arm tucked beneath your head. The ceiling above you disappears into shadow, and for a moment, it feels as though the room has no height at all, only weight, resting quietly over you. The sounds of the building continue to move, softly, around you. A shift, a creak, a distant voice now almost gone, and your breathing begins to change. Slower, longer, gentler, each breath slipping into the next without effort. The world outside your small space continues, but it no longer demands anything from you. And here, on this hard floor, in this crowded, forgotten place, you begin to let go, just a little, just enough, for sleep to start finding its way toward you. Slowly, quietly, without asking. The night settles deeper now, not suddenly, but in a slow, quiet way that you almost do not notice at first. The sounds outside thin out, one by one. A voice disappears. A door closes somewhere far below. The wheels on stone pass and do not return for a while. What remains is softer, more distant, like echoes that have grown tired of themselves. You remain still on the floor. The mat beneath you no longer feels unfamiliar. It has shaped itself to you over many nights, learning the weight of your body, accepting it without resistance. The air cools slightly, brushing against your skin in a way that almost feels like relief. You pull your arm closer, not from discomfort, but from habit, a quiet instinct to take up less space in a place that never offered much to begin with. And above you, the building breathes. A faint creak in the beams, a slow shift in the walls. Nothing sudden, nothing alarming. Just the sound of something old continuing to exist, one night at a time. Your thoughts begin to loosen, not disappearing, just drifting. The day you carried with you slowly opens its grip. Fragments remain, a face, a voice, a moment under the sun, but they no longer feel sharp. They soften at the edges, blending into something quieter, something easier to leave behind. You do not try to hold onto them. There is no need here, no expectation, no one asking you to remember, or to become anything more than what you already are. The room stays the same, small, close, unchanging. And yet, in the stillness, it feels different. Not larger, not better, just less demanding. The sounds of your neighbors fade further now. Even the footsteps above have stopped, or maybe you no longer follow them with your mind. Your breathing continues, slow, steady, each inhale gentle, each exhale even softer. And somewhere between those breaths, a space begins to form, a quiet space where nothing is required of you, not even thought. Your body sinks a little deeper, not into the floor, but into itself. The tension you carried without noticing begins to release, slowly, quietly, without effort. Your shoulders grow heavier. Your hands rest where they fall, no longer searching for comfort, only accepting stillness. The hard ground beneath you remains unchanged, yet it no longer feels harsh. It simply exists, steady, reliable, holding you in place as everything else fades further away. The night outside continues, but it has moved far beyond your reach now. What once felt close, loud, inescapable, has become distant, almost unreal. And here, within these thin walls, within this small borrowed space of the world, you remain, quiet, unmoving, safe enough for this moment. Your breathing slows again, just slightly, barely noticeable. And with it, the last edges of the day begin to dissolve. No more voices, no more movement, no more weight to carry. There is only this quiet, this stillness, and the gentle pull of sleep drawing closer, without force, without sound, until you no longer need to follow anything at all. The boundary between waking and sleep begins to blur, not like a sudden drop, but like a slow fading of edges. Your body lies still where it is, yet it feels lighter somehow, less defined, as if the weight you carried all day no longer fully belongs to you. The room has not changed, but your awareness of it has softened. The walls, once close, now feel distant. The ceiling, once heavy, now barely there. And the sounds, what little remains,
drift like faint shadows of something that no longer asks to be understood. Your breathing continues, steady, unbroken, each breath quieter than the last. You do not think about it. It simply happens, as natural as the passing of time. And somewhere, deep within that rhythm, you begin to slip further away, not leaving, just letting go.
In this quiet state, small sensations come and go without meaning. The faint coolness of the air across your skin, then gone. The distant murmur of the city, then gone. Even the feeling of the floor beneath you begins to fade. Not because it has changed, but because your mind no longer holds on to it. You are still here, in this insula, in this narrow room, on this thin mat. But it feels less like a place now, and more like a moment. One that stretches gently without resistance. There is nothing to prepare for. No expectation waiting for you on the other side of the night. No voice calling your name. And so, you remain suspended between what was and what comes next, resting in the quiet space where neither matters. Your breathing slows once more, longer pauses between each gentle rise and fall. Not forced, not controlled, just naturally settling, as if your body has found the exact rhythm it has been searching for all along. Your thoughts have thinned to almost nothing now. No clear images, no lingering words, only a soft, shapeless calm that fills the space where they used to be. The building around you stands in silence, no creaks, no movement. Or perhaps there are, you simply no longer follow them. And in this stillness, on this hard floor, within these worn walls, you are no longer aware of discomfort, no longer aware of time. There is only a quiet, endless, uninterrupted rest. And slowly, without effort, without notice, you drift deeper until even the idea of drifting disappears, leaving only sleep, soft, complete, and undisturbed. Sleep does not arrive all at once. It settles, quietly, like dust in still air. There is no moment where you notice it begin, only a gradual absence of everything that once held your attention. The room is gone, not in reality, but in your awareness. The narrow walls no longer close, the ceiling no longer pressing, the thin mat beneath you no longer felt. And yet, you remain, held in place by something steady, something that asks nothing from you. The world continues beyond this building, beyond this street, beyond this night. But it has no reach here, no voice, no weight, no presence. Only a quiet, endless stillness, where you rest without effort. Time moves, or perhaps it does not. It no longer matters. There are no markers here, no footsteps to follow, no light to measure the passing hours. Only the slow, unchanging rhythm of your breath, now so soft it almost disappears between each pause. Your body lies exactly where it was, unchanged, undisturbed, as if even movement has been forgotten. And somewhere, deep within this stillness, there is a sense of safety. Not the kind built by walls or locks, not the kind promised by comfort, just a simple, quiet certainty that nothing is required of you here, nothing expected, nothing waiting. You are allowed, completely, to rest. Far away, the city continues, unseen, unheard. The insula still stands, old, fragile, filled with other lives pressed into the same narrow space. But none of it reaches you now. The noise that once filled the night has faded beyond memory. The weight of the day has dissolved without trace. And even the sense of self, who you are, where you lie, what this place means, begins to loosen, gently, without resistance. There is no need to hold on to it, not here, not now. There is only this deep, quiet, unbroken calm. And within it, you remain, completely still, completely at rest. As sleep carries you further, beyond thought, beyond sound, into a silence so soft, so complete, that nothing remains but peace. Somewhere within the depth of your sleep, something shifts. Not enough to wake you, not enough to become thought. Only a faint movement, like a ripple across still water. Your breathing changes, just slightly. A longer pause, then a softer return. The stillness remains, but it is no longer empty. It carries something quiet, something almost like memory, though it has no clear shape, no faces, no voices, only a gentle sense of having been somewhere before this moment. And then even that begins to fade, dissolving back into the calm without leaving a trace. Your body remains completely at rest, yet it is not rigid. There is a softness now, a natural ease that was not there before. Your fingers loosen. Your shoulders sink further into stillness. Even the space around you, though unseen, feels open, no longer pressing, no longer close. The insula, with all its weight, its crowded walls, its worn stone, exists far away now. Not gone, just unreachable. And in its place, there is only a quiet sense of drifting, slow, endless, without direction. You are not moving through anything, yet it feels as though something carries you, gently, without effort, without destination. The night continues, deep and uninterrupted. No sound breaks through. No light returns. There is no change to mark the passing time. And yet, somewhere beyond awareness, the world is still turning. The air still shifts. The building still stands. The city still breathes. But none of it touches you now. You remain in a space untouched by movement, untouched by need, where nothing begins and nothing ends. Your breathing is barely there now, soft, quiet, almost part of the silence itself. And within that silence, you rest, fully, completely, without thought, without weight, as the night carries you onward, deeper, into a calm that has no edge and no end. The stillness continues, unchanged, unbroken. There is no sense of how long you have been here, no measure of time, no beginning to return to, no ending to approach, only a deep, steady quiet that holds everything in place. Your body remains exactly as it is, resting without effort, without awareness. The slow rhythm of your breathing blends into the silence, so naturally that it almost disappears. And within that silence, nothing asks to be noticed. Nothing asks to be remembered. You are simply at rest, in a space where even the idea of movement has faded away. Far beyond this quiet, something begins to shift. Not here, but within you, but somewhere distant, where the world still moves. The night has not ended, yet it has begun to soften. The air changes, just slightly, carrying the earliest hint of what will come next. But it does not reach you, Not yet. You remain deep within the calm, untouched by time, untouched by change. And still, there is a quiet sense, barely there, that something is slowly approaching. Not a sound, not a light, only a gentle transition, so distant it feels almost unreal. Your breathing adjusts again, so subtly it could pass unnoticed. A slightly deeper inhale, a softer release. The body responds, without waking, without thought, as if it understands something before the mind ever could. The stillness remains, yet it is no longer as heavy as before. It has become lighter, more open, like a space beginning to expand. There is no urgency in it, no interruption to your rest, only a quiet preparation, a slow unfolding, happening far beneath awareness. And you remain there, held gently between what has passed and what has not yet arrived, resting, unchanging, as the night continues its silent journey around you. Somewhere far beyond your awareness, the night begins to loosen its hold. Not suddenly, not enough to wake you, only a subtle thinning of the darkness, as if the world itself is taking a slower breath. The air shifts again, cooler now, lighter in a way that cannot quite be felt, only sensed. Your body remains still, yet something within it begins to stir, very gently, like a distant echo returning after a long silence. Your breathing changes, just a little, finding a slightly different rhythm, one that belongs not only to rest, but to what comes after. And still, you do not wake. You remain suspended, softly, between sleep and something just beyond it. The insula stands as it always has, quiet, aged, holding its many lives within thin walls. Somewhere below, a faint movement begins. A door opening, a step across stone. But the sound is distant, blurred, as though it belongs to another place entirely. It does not reach you fully. It only brushes the edge of your awareness, then fades again. You remain lying on the floor, unchanged, yet no longer as deeply hidden within sleep as before. There is a lightness now, not in the room, but within you. A quiet rising, slow, gentle, without urgency. Your fingers shift, barely, almost without intention. A small movement, so slight it would be forgotten instantly if you were awake. But here, within this soft state, it lingers for just a moment, before stillness returns. Your breathing deepens again, not heavy, not sharp, just fuller, as if your body is quietly remembering itself. The silence remains, yet it is no longer complete. It has space within it now, room for something to return when the time is right. And still, you rest, unrushed, unaware, carried gently forward as the night slowly gives way to whatever waits beyond it, without ever asking you to wake before you are ready. The first trace of morning does not arrive as light. It arrives as a quiet change in the world, so soft it almost goes unnoticed. The air shifts again, cooler now, carrying a faint sense of space beyond the walls of your small room. The insula remains, unchanged. Old wood, thin stone, layers of lives stacked above and below you. But something within it has begun to wake. A distant movement, a quiet step. Someone, somewhere, starting their day before yours has even begun. And still, you do not open your eyes. You remain where you are, resting in that gentle space between sleep and waking, where nothing is demanded, nothing rushed. Your breathing deepens, steady, natural. No longer as faint as before. There is more presence in it now. More weight returning to each inhale, each slow release. Your body feels the floor again, not sharply, not with discomfort. Just a quiet awareness returning, piece by piece. The mat beneath you, thin, worn, still there as it always has been. The room around you, small, close, unchanged. And yet, it no longer feels distant. It begins to take shape again, slowly, as if rising from a fog that is in no hurry to lift. You remain still, allowing it, without resistance. Somewhere below, the city begins its slow return. A faint sound of movement on stone, soft voices, distant, unformed. They do not disturb you. They do not pull you away from rest. They simply exist, far enough to remain gentle, close enough to remind you that the world is still there, waiting, as it always does. Your fingers rest loosely by your side. Your shoulders remain heavy, calm, unburdened. And for a moment, you linger here, between two states, holding on to neither, needing neither. The night has not fully left. The day has not fully arrived. And in this quiet space between them, you remain, still, calm, not yet ready to move, not yet ready to leave, this soft, fading silence. The morning does not rush you. It does not pull you out of rest. It waits, quietly, as if it understands the weight of the night you have just passed through. The sounds below grow slightly clearer now. A footstep, then another, slow, unhurried. Someone begins their day as they always have, long before the sun fully reaches these narrow streets. But even now, those sounds remain distant, softened by the walls, by the height of your small room, by the quiet stillness that still surrounds you. You remain lying where you are, eyes closed, breathing steady, not asleep, not fully awake, just resting in that gentle space where nothing has to begin yet. The air shifts again, carrying with it the faintest hint of the outside world. Not light, not yet, only a subtle change, like space slowly opening beyond the walls. The insula remains the same, crowded, aged, unchanged from the night before. But within it, life has started to return, one quiet movement at a time. A door below opens, then closes. A voice murmurs, too far to understand. And still, none of it reaches you in full. It passes by, like something seen through water, present but softened. You breathe in, slowly, deeply. And for the first time, there is a quiet awareness of the day waiting somewhere ahead, without urgency, without demand. Your body begins to gather itself, not to rise, not to move, only to exist more fully again. The weight of your limbs returns, gentle, familiar. The floor beneath you is no longer distant. It is there, steady, unchanged, supporting you as it has through the night. And yet, there is no discomfort in it, no resistance, no need to escape it. You remain still, allowing this quiet return to happen at its own pace. Your fingers rest, your shoulders remain loose, your breath continues, slow, even, unbroken. And in this moment, before anything begins, before the world asks anything of you, you are simply here, present, calm, held between rest and waking,
with nothing to prove and nowhere else to be.
The quiet grows thinner now, not gone, just lighter, as if the space around you is slowly filling again with the world you left behind during the night. The sounds below are clearer, still soft, still distant, but no longer fading away. A footstep pauses. A voice answers. Another door opens. Wood against wood. Familiar. Ordinary. And yet, none of it feels harsh. It arrives gently, like something returning to its place after a long absence. You remain still, eyes closed, breathing slow, allowing each sound to pass without holding on to it, without needing to follow where it comes from or where it goes. A faint awareness of light begins, not seen, only felt, as a subtle change behind your closed eyes. The darkness is no longer complete. It is softened, becoming something lighter, less heavy than before. The ceiling above you returns, not as weight, but as space. The walls, once distant, now quietly present again. And still, you do not move. There is no reason to rush this moment, no urgency waiting for you. The world can continue, without you, for just a little longer. And so, you remain where you are, resting, letting the morning form around you, without stepping into it just yet. Your breath deepens again, steady, calm, no longer fading into silence, but returning with quiet strength. The night has passed, fully now, though it leaves behind a softness that still lingers in your body. Your fingers shift, just slightly, a small reminder that you are here, present, within this space once more. The floor beneath you remains firm, unchanged, yet no longer unnoticed. It grounds you, gently, without discomfort. And in this slow return, there is no heaviness from the night, no burden carried forward, only a quiet stillness carried with you as the day begins to wait just beyond this moment, patient, unmoving, until you are ready. The morning continues to gather, slowly, quietly, as if it has all the time in the world. The sounds below no longer come and go. They remain, steady now, woven into the space around you. A voice speaking, a step across stone, the faint rhythm of life beginning again, just as it has every day before. And still, you remain where you are, eyes closed, breathing calm, not resisting the return, not rushing toward it either. There is a quiet understanding in this moment that nothing begins all at once. Everything arrives slowly, just like the night once did. The room has fully returned to you now, though it feels different from before. Not because it has changed, but because you have. The walls are still close, the ceiling still low, the space still small, holding the same limits it always has. But it no longer presses against you. It simply exists as it is, without asking anything more. You lie there, aware of it all, yet untouched by discomfort. The thin mat beneath you, no softer than before, yet no longer something you notice. The weight of the place remains, but it no longer feels heavy. And for a moment, that is enough. Your breathing settles into a steady rhythm, no longer drifting, no longer fading, fully present now. The stillness of the night has not disappeared. It remains within you, quiet, carried forward into this new day. The sounds of the insula continue around you, neighbors moving, life returning, routine beginning again. And yet, none of it feels overwhelming. It simply flows, just as it always has. And you remain here, at the edge of it,
not separate, not fully within it yet, holding on to this final moment of calm before anything else begins.
There is no sudden awakening, no sharp return to the world. Only a gentle awareness, growing, steady, natural. Your fingers move again, slightly, this time with intention. Your shoulders shift, just enough to feel the space around you more clearly. The floor beneath you remains firm, unchanged, a quiet reminder of where you are. And still, there is no discomfort in it, only familiarity. Only something that has held you through the night, without question, without fail. And for a brief moment, you simply remain like this, aware, present, still not moving forward. Not yet. The morning light, still unseen, continues to spread somewhere beyond the narrow streets, finding its way slowly between buildings, over rooftops, down toward the world below. But here, inside this small room, it has not fully arrived. And that is enough. The space remains dim, soft, unchanged from the night in all the ways that matter. You breathe in, slowly, deeply, feeling the quiet stillness within you remain untouched. And for a moment, you understand, without words, that rest does not end when the night is over. It stays, if you allow it. And so, you do not rush to stand. You do not hurry toward the day waiting outside. Instead, you remain where you are, just a little longer, lying on the same hard floor, within the same narrow walls, inside a life that has not changed. But something within you has softened. The weight is lighter. The noise is quieter. The space, though still small, feels enough. And in this quiet beginning, before movement, before effort, before the world asks anything of you, you rest. One final time. Calm, steady, present, carrying the silence of the night with you, as the day slowly, patiently, begins. The moment stretches, quiet, unbroken. You remain where you are, no longer asleep, yet still held within the softness the night has left behind. The sounds of the insula continue, clearer now, steady, predictable. Life has fully returned around you, but it does not rush into your space. It waits, just beyond, as if it knows you are not quite ready to leave this stillness behind. And in this gentle pause, you begin to feel it, not as a thought, but as something deeper, a quiet acceptance of where you are, of what this life is. Simple, unchanging, yet enough for this moment. Your eyes remain closed, not out of sleep, but out of choice. There is nothing you need to see yet, nothing that cannot wait a little longer. The room exists around you, familiar in every detail, though you do not need to look to know it. The low ceiling, the narrow walls, the thin mat beneath you, and beyond it, the city, already moving, already alive. And still, you remain here, choosing this final moment of calm before stepping back into it all. A slow breath fills your chest, deeper than before, steady, grounding. You exhale, just as slowly, feeling the last trace of the night settle fully within you. There is no resistance now, no weight carried forward, no urgency waiting ahead. The day will come, as it always does. The work, the noise, the narrow streets, none of it has changed. And yet, something quiet remains. something you carry without effort, a stillness that does not belong to the place, but to you. Your fingers press lightly against the floor, feeling its firmness, its quiet certainty. The same ground that held you through the night now supports you as you begin to return. Not forced, not sudden, just a natural shift, a slow readiness forming. You are still lying there, still within the same small space, yet no longer suspended between states. You are here now, fully present, fully aware, and still unhurried. The sounds below continue, voices clearer, steps more frequent. The insula has fully awakened now, each life within it moving forward in its own quiet routine. And soon, you will do the same. But not yet. There is no need to rush into it. No need to meet the day before you are ready. The moment remains yours. Simple, unclaimed, waiting for nothing. And here, in this small room, on this hard floor, within walls that have never offered comfort, you find something unexpected. Not rest alone, not escape, not change, but a quiet understanding that even here, even in a place so narrow, so worn, so easily forgotten, there is still space. Enough space to pause, to breathe, to exist, without weight, even if only for a moment. And as that moment settles, softly, completely, you remain calm, steady, ready whenever you choose to rise and begin again.